Hello, beautiful souls! I am Valeria Maritza at Healing Through You. I am an infinite being of light, and so are you. Today, I want to talk to you or ask you if you are going down the path of fear, self-doubt, sadness, jealousy, anger, any of these really low frequency energies. It is because you are separated. You have separated yourself from the true you that you are. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today. This is what the guys are asking me to bring to light on this episode. And it is about, where does all this fear come from? If you are watching television, the news, or following it anywhere, everything that is being fed to us is negative. Most of it is negative, right? It instills fear, separation, and judgment, right? Judgment is a really big one. And the more that we allow these fears to enter our consciousness, the more that we believe them. The more that we believe that it's true, the more that we believe that we have no power over it, that we can't change things, that the world is ending, that things are getting worse and worse, there's so much evil, all of those things, right? Just as you're hearing me say this, I'm pretty sure you're already feeling your energy drop. So we're going to change that right away. We do not want to be dropping our energy here at all. So that is exactly what the news does for us. And also television programs. There's a lot of television programs that bring fear. I used to love all of these shows about detectives. Of course, there's always somebody who's getting murdered or killed or something like that, and then they have to go and figure out what happened, the abuse, all of these things. I used to love these things. I was like, oh my gosh, right? What is this doing for us? Right? Psychologically, we're feeling and thinking that this is really what happens all the time. And you look at the news and you get confirmation. Yeah, that's exactly what happens. Now, you can't go into certain cities and stuff without being careful, because these things can happen to you, especially if the show takes place in the city that you are wanting to visit or that you live in. So all of these things come out from the fear that continues to feed us and to allow us to fall deeper and deeper into the separation of ourselves. And what does it do, right? What happens when you're fearful? You don't want to go places. Oh my gosh, this is just coming through. When I was deciding on my college, there was a college I wanted to go because I wanted to go into architecture, and it was in a really bad neighborhood. I did not drive at the time. I was coming out of high school, and I was like, there's no way I'm going over there. It's a bad neighborhood. Even though the school was good and the campus was good and everything was good inside of it, I did not want to put myself in the position of going there. I didn't even go visit it. I had no idea. I just heard. I heard it was in a neighborhood that was very challenging, and I didn't even go there. I didn't even try it, right? That is the power of fear, that we allow it to come into our awareness and we buy it as true without ever taking a step out or going to visit or going to see to challenge whether it's true or not, right? So this is what happens, right? I decide not to go. And other things that happen is like we decide not to go places. We decide to stay home. We decide to be secluded, not be adventurous, not go out with the feelings of curiosity. We don't have this because of the fear. So the fear comes from the sense that you are alone, that you are only this person residing in your body, and that is all there is. So as a physical human, that you're having this experience here right now, if you come across some really terrible negative people, you might be very afraid because you believe you're all on your own, and therefore the power of the dark side, the evil side, the bigger people in front of you who perhaps might want to hurt you are going to hurt you and overpower you. But if you realize that you're actually part of all, one with everything, that you are always connected and always supported by your guides, by God, by the divine, by your angels, whomever it is that you work with, then you have a different perspective on what is going on. This is why people who are quite spiritual, who are always shining love, shining their light, can walk through any neighborhood without being touched. Because the energy that they emit is such high frequency that the darkness doesn't even see them. I spoke about this before, that darkness cannot exist in the presence of light. And I know where you're going with this right now. You're going like, well, what happens when somebody is creating some type of really bad situation in a place of innocent people, right? Such as the war in the Ukraine and civilians getting hurt and suffering at the hands of some extreme force, right? And what about the school shootings when you have children, innocent children there being slaughtered by one evil person? I know where your mind is going with this. Here's the answer. Here's the answer from the divine. Everything has been already planned out. From our unique separation feeling and acceptance of that, okay, this is all who I am, just this one little person. All of these things that I just mentioned are and seem really extremely bad. When you connect to your higher self, to the divine, you are able to see everything from a higher perspective, from a higher point of view, where everything just is, where you realize that we are all existing at the same time, that those souls that are perhaps leaving this earth at the hands of some darker force are leaving because it has been their mission to leave at this time. It has been worked out that this is what they wanted. And you might be saying, why would somebody do that? You have to remember, we're not talking about the actual child or the actual innocent person. You're talking about the soul residing in the human body. The purpose being much greater than what you are able to see and conceive of here on earth, on the human body, right? If we are so much bigger than we are in this body, if we are this infinite being of light, which you are, then you are able to play on earth and experience things, all kinds of things, for the purposes of growing your soul and lifting, raising the frequency of the earth. And so every single time there's a tragedy, when someone crosses over unexpectedly before their time in a really gruesome way, what happens? Everyone around that victim, quote unquote, comes and shines more love, more light into the survivors, into the family, into the situation. And when you have a group of people collectively sending love and light to a specific place, it raises the frequency of everything and everyone in that area. And this is how a lot of people who cross over in these ways are helping raise the frequency of the earth. I hope I'm explaining this properly. This is just what's coming through, or the way it's coming through. And I completely understand it. And a lot of times as I'm speaking and I'm hearing my words being spoken, I feel like I don't know if I'm explaining or if I'm translating everything to the fullest that I could. So please let me know if this is making sense to you or not, or if it's not falling well. I'm all open for all kinds of comments here, guys, okay? Because the purpose of this podcast is to raise your frequency, is to help you heal, not to bring you down. And obviously to question, right? To allow question within your own being so that you can also expand further, right? Okay, so as we become more connected with, oh, I am not this lonely little person in this body without any power. When you realize that you are one in all, that you are that light, that when you connect with your inner light, you shine that light brighter. You allow others to feel your warmth, your light. You get rid of darkness as you are walking down your path, because again, Darkness cannot exist in the light. You are the light. And so as you're walking around and you're shining your light and you're believing in you and you're connecting to your higher self, your guides, God, the creator, the universe, then you are able to remember in this stage that you're not alone, that you're not little, that you're really huge, infinite, in fact. And all of those feelings of sadness, darkness, anger, all of those low frequency feelings begin to leave your energetic field. They begin to leave all on their own because you are turning on your light. And your light is your connector to the divine, to the higher self. I know what you're saying. Didn't you just say, I am part of that? Yes, you are. But this is a really good way of envisioning that in your mind as you turn on your light. Now I connect to the light, right? Okay, so imagine one candle and another candle, right? One candle being really bright, and that's, let's say, the creator, God. And then you are the candle as well. And then you both enter the same room. Your light merges with the creator's light, the room becomes even brighter because you're there. And all of the light just merges into one, right? And so now you're in this room with your light, the light of the creator, and which light is illuminating the room that you're in? You both are at the same time. Where does your light stop illuminating the room, and where does the creator's light begin? Or the other way around, where does the creator's light stop illuminating the room, and where does your light begin to light it in? You're both the same. You're both merging. You're all part of it. That is part of being held, of remembering who you are, of remembering that you're part of that creator, that you have this warmth, that this love, this unconditional love and form of being held and supported. When you remember that you are not actually separate. So all of the feelings of inadequacy, of sadness, of the fears, the feelings of not being good enough, not being worth it, shame, all of those really, really low frequency things, they all go away when you remember that you're not actually alone, that you're not separate, that you are part of the greater light. Turn on your light is what they're saying. Turn on your light and connect, merge your light with the creator, with the universe, with your angels, and feel that support, feel that warmth, feel your body. And all on its own, it begins to dissolve those feelings of sadness, of questioning who you are, of being alone. You are not alone. Okay, that is the message for today. I hope this has helped you. Let me know, comment, send me a message, any other way that you may know, and let me know how this feels. And if you're really feeling that this is bringing value to you, and you know someone else can find value in this, please share this podcast so that other people can also begin to heal and begin to question, open their own consciousness to what else is there. With that, I let you go. So much love to you, and I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.